Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to study a part of biology known as microscope. We are going to study this topic with questions and answers for a better understanding. The first question we have here says, the instruments used in viewing organisms that cannot be seen with the naked eyes is best described as dash. A. Thermometer. B. Microscope. C. Anemometer. D. Barometer. In this question, the correct answer is B. Microscope. A microscope is an instrument that is used to view organisms that are so tiny in such a way that they cannot be seen with the naked eyes. Studies have shown that this instrument can also be used to study cells because cells are also tiny that they cannot be seen with the naked eyes. The next question says, the study of microscopes and their relevance in data collection of cells, organisms, etc. is called dash. A. Anatomy. B. Microscopy. C. Physiology. D. Genetics. In this question, the correct answer is B. Microscopy. This microscopy is the scientific study of microscopes, their parts, their structures, and their relevance in data collection of cells, organisms, etc. So microscopy is very important in various fields of science such as medicine, pharmacy, biochemistry, and other areas where scientists apply them to study different organisms very well. The next question says, a type of microscope that works on the principles of electron transmission is called dash. A. Compound light microscope. B. Simple light microscope. C. Electron microscope. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is C. Electron microscope. Electron microscope is a type of microscope that works on the principles of electron transmission. This microscope is very big in size and it has higher magnification power when compared with compound light microscope. The next question says, the parts of a microscope that regulates the light rays entering the microscope and object is called dash. A. Condenser. B. Base. C. Knob. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. Condenser. A condenser is the part of a microscope that regulates the light rays entering the microscope and also the object in view. So when this condenser is lacking, a microscope will find it difficult to regulate the light rays entering the microscope. The next question says, which of the following is true? A. Electron microscope is more expensive than compound light microscope. B. Compound light microscope has less magnification power than electron microscope. C. Electron microscope is bigger than compound light microscope. D. All of the above. In this question, the correct answer is D. All of the above. Well, studies have shown that Electron microscope works on the principles of electron transmission, and this microscope is more expensive than compound light microscope, which is the most common type of microscope. Compound light microscope has less magnification power than electron microscope. This means that if a scientist uses a compound light microscope to view a specimen, the size of the image will be smaller when viewed with compared to when viewed with electron microscope. So electron microscope makes a specimen bigger. It makes the image of a specimen to appear bigger compared to compound light microscope. Electron microscope is also bigger than compound light microscopes. All these things are differences between this compound microscope and electron microscope. The next question says, the part of a microscope for holding glass slide on the stage is called dash. A. Condenser. B. Clip. C. Hole. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Clip. So clip is the part of a microscope for holding glass slide on the stage. This clip helps to hold objects of study on the stage very well so that it will not slip off. So this clip is very important because if it is lacking, holding something like glass slide on the stage will be very difficult. The next question says, which of the following parts of microscope is used for displaying slide and specimens under focus? A. Hole. B. Knob. C. Base. D. Stage. In this question, the correct answer is D. Stage. This part of a microscope known as stage is used for displaying slide and specimens under focus. It is very important for a researcher or a scientist to know different parts of a microscope, because when a good knowledge of different parts of microscope, or when a scientist have a good knowledge of different parts of a microscope, the knowledge will help that person to use the microscope very well. The knowledge will help that individual to make good use of the microscope to study an organism or any other specimen or any other thing that scientist want to study with microscope. So this stage, studies have shown that this part of a microscope known as stage is used for displaying slide and specimens under focus. The next question says, the part of a microscope for viewing a magnified object is best described as dash. A. Eyepiece lens. B. Hole. C. Clip. D. Stage. In this question, the correct answer is A. Eyepiece lens. This eyepiece lens is the part of a microscope for viewing a magnified object. It's a part where a researcher or a scientist puts his or her eyes in order to view a magnified specimen or object. The next question says, which of the following parts of microscope is used for focusing an object at low magnification power? A. Stage. B. Hole. C. Condenser. D. Coarse adjustment knob. In this question, the correct answer is D. Coarse adjustment knob. This part known as coarse adjustment knob is the part of a microscope that is used for focusing an object at low magnification power. If a scientist wants to study, or if a scientist wants to view a specimen at low magnification power, the parts of the microscope to handle is this coarse adjustment knob. It helps in viewing a specimen. It helps to focus a specimen at low magnification power. The next question says, which of the following professions finds microscopes useful? A. Medicine. B. Microbiology. C. Pharmacy. D. All of the above. In this question, the correct answer is D. All of the above. These professions here find microscope useful. Microscopes are very useful in field of medicine. They are very useful in microbiology. They are very useful in pharmacy and other professions. The next question says, the part of microscope used for focusing specimen at high magnification power for detailed data about the specimen is called dash. A. Fine adjustment knob. B. Clip. C. Hole. D. Condenser. In this question, the correct answer is A. Fine adjustment knob. This part known as fine adjustment knob is a part of a microscope used by scientists for focusing specimen or the object of study at high magnification power, so that scientist will now get detailed information about that particular specimen. So when a scientist operates very well in this part known as fine adjustment knob, it will help that scientist to get a good view of that specimen. It will help that scientist to get detailed data concerning that specimen. The next question says, the best part to carry a compound light microscope in order to avoid damage to other parts of the microscope is called dash. A. Arm. B. Clip. C. Fine adjustment knob. D. Coarse adjustment knob. In this question, the correct answer is A. Arm. In a compound light microscope, there is a part known as arm. That part is the best part to carry a compound microscope. So any scientist that is carrying a compound light microscope in any other part apart from this arm is exposing that microscope to damage, because the other parts of the microscope can be damaged easily, but this part known as arm is the part where someone can hold the microscope if that person wants to move that microscope from one position to another. If this is the first time you are watching our video, if this is the first time you are joining this channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you can study many other topics that we have treated in many of our videos.